Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Buffalo Bills Pat Crossa channel. And the last couple of weeks, and especially last Monday, we started to preview about the Bills training camp that will start in a couple of weeks, which I'm excited for. Obviously, there's been no Bills news, which is good. Having Bills news right now wouldn't be good. That would mean somebody got hurt or something happened that that's really you could see as a step back uh, for the Bills this season. But so far, there's been no news, and hopefully that continues. And we did quarterback on Monday, so we're just going down the list now, and we're going to talk about running backs for the Bills this season, in the 2018 season. And I think this position group is key to the Bills' success this year. They have a total of 6 running backs on the roster, and I think they'll keep 3 of them, counting Patrick DeMarco, who is the fullback. And the first one that should be talked about is LeSean McCoy. He, in my opinion, is one of the top running backs in the NFL, and I believe he will continue his strong play into this season as it goes along. I think he's going to have another big year, and he's really key to the Bills' success this year, especially as the offense is coming together early in the season. I think it's important that if LeSean McCoy is having a good game and the Bills establish that, I think that means good things for the Bills. So that's really what I think. And there's some people out there that believe that LeSean McCoy will lose a step now since he's 30 years old, and although that makes sense, and for some running backs that really is the case, that once you hit 30 years old, they are getting a little bit older. I think LeSean McCoy has at least 2 to 3 years left in the tank, and in what I saw last year was really not a lot of evidence that he's slowing down. I believe if he still has those cuts, which he does, he showed that last year. If he still has those cuts, I think he can be really successful this season, and he'll show no sign of slowing down. Uh, Again, I think this is also going to be a tough transition because the Bills lost Eric Wood, but I think the most devastating loss to him is he's right is Richie Incognito, who who really helped set those blocks for the last 2 to 3 years that LeSean McCoy has been here. So I think that's a big loss for LeSean McCoy, but I also think he really makes yardage on his own, and I think he can do that this season. So the Bills are really counting on him to have another big season this year, and I think that'll be key if the Bills want to stay on top of the rushing list, as they were 6th in the NFL last season. So you go down the list. I think Chris Ivory, who they signed this off season, will make the team. He's a punishing runner. I think he'll be used the same way as Mike Tolbert was used last season, which is good. But I think he has more versatility that Mike Tolbert didn't have last season. I thought Mike Tolbert last season was put in a bad position. I think they tried to make him more of a number two running back, but he was more of a goal line back. Which I thought they would install and have plays for him down in the red zone, but they just never did that, which I never understood. So I think Chris Ivory will be the number two change of pace back, which will be good. I'm expecting a season where he comes in and he gets the yardage that you need, and um, and will they'll he'll be I think he'll be a good running back for the Bills and backup for LeSean McCoy. And then Travaris Cadet will make the team more of a special teamer. He was in on offense a couple of times last season, but he didn't do too much. But I still think the Bills are going to ride with three running backs heading into the season. I just think two is a little too low for running backs, especially when they take punishing hits. And there's nothing to say that they won't keep four running backs, which is Taiwan Jones. So I think it's either the Bills are either going to have three running backs or four running backs to start the year. But it's going to be a lot of LeSean McCoy, and if LeSean McCoy is not in there, is going to be a dose of Chris Ivory. And then obviously they're going to keep Patrick DeMarco, who is their fullback, and they use fullback mostly for blocking, but obviously all I remember from Patrick DeMarco last year as a receiver was that drop pass that turned into an interception. That was Nathan Pearman's first interception of his 5 interceptions in the San Diego game. So I'm kind of hoping they don't really use him as a receiver this year, but you never know. But I hope that they don't. And then the last running back that will probably get cut is Marcus Murphy. If anyone remembers, he was the running back that took over for LeSean McCoy in the Miami game and helped to really stabilize that running effort in that last Miami game that eventually led to the Bills clinching a playoff spot. So, he has an uphill battle on the roster, and I don't think he's going to make it. But hey, you never know. He could surprise in the preseason and make the roster, but I just don't see it. So I think the final running backs that will be on the roster will be LeSean McCoy, Chris Ivory, Travaris Cadet, and Patrick DeMarco. Taiwan Jones and Marcus Murphy, I think, will be cut. So that's where I see the running back position going. I think that the running game in general will be important for the Bills, especially early on, and especially if Josh Allen starts the year. I think he needs the running game just to relax and feel that something is working on offense. And it's tough. The offensive line, who we're going to talk about in a couple days. There's been a lot of transition up front, but I also believe that the running game will still be where it was last year. So that's what I believe. I think they're going to, I don't think they're going to be 6th in the league, but they're not going to be worse in the league. I think LeSean McCoy, like I said, will have another big year. So that's my take on the Bills' running back position as we get ready for training camp in a couple of weeks. And that is it. I will talk about the Bills running back position, or my bad, the Bills wide receiver position, which they don't have a lot of, but we will discuss that this week. The Bills the receiving core, and talk about how that is critical for the Bills' success this year. So either subscribe or leave a comment about what you think of this, and I hope you have a good day, because it is hot here in Rochester. It's almost 100 degrees, almost 100 degrees. There we go. 91 degrees. And if you go down a little, it'll say 99 degrees. So it is hot here. So I hope whoever's watching this, you're in a cool place, and you're either in a swimming pool or anything, because that'd be awesome, because I don't have a swimming pool. But go Bills, and I hope everyone has a good day.